Another man that I have the utmost respect for is our next guest. And you need to know this because it doesn't happen. 2 weeks ago, he was on the show. We were getting ready to head out. It was our last show. It was post 314, all that stuff and more, right? He does the interview about the Prates fight. I think we were the first ones he spoke to. I think so. And then afterwards, he comes on, sends me a voice note, and I'll talk to you on Monday. That's the kind of confidence this man has. That's the kind of after the win, he says. That's the kind of confidence. Short notice, no problem. Dude's on a winning streak, knocking people out, no problem. And what did he do? He went out there and dominated one of the hottest fighters in the UFC. He's the pride of Dublin, Ireland, and of course, Brazil as well. He's Ian Machado Garry. He's kind enough to join us after a big win on Saturday in Kansas City. There he is in the airport. Hello, my friend. How are you?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you feeling?
Good. I feel like I've been in a fight, Ariel.
No.
And granted, it wasn't that much of a fight. I mean, I dominated 99% of the fight, but yeah, still feel like I was in a fight. Guy hits hard.
He's harder than you thought?
No, as hard as I expected, but just I can now guarantee that, and I can say it with authority.
Sure,
man hits hard.
Any injuries or just the cosmetic stuff here?
Nah, just a little bit more beautiful and banged up than I normally am, but that's okay. He caught me one there, I swear to God, I think it was in the third round, maybe the fourth round. He caught me a punch, and I swear to God, I could only see his fist because it was about the same size as my face.
Wow. Well, there's some of the
huge hands.
Yeah. And I know you were very confident, and I think you were looking for a stoppage. Overall, though, was that kind of how you thought the fight was going to play out? That kind of dominance for the vast majority of it?
Yeah. Absolutely. I told you I'm going to beat him where he's best, and there's going to be no excuses. I went out there and I dominated him from the first round all the way to the last round, and I made one mistake, but other than that, I was absolutely dominant in his own round, in the area, in the space where he has the most fights, the most experience. So there's no excuses when he goes back home. I'm the better fighter, I'm the better man, and my hand got raised and he knew it.
What's the mistake?
I just a sloppy takedown at the end. Sloppy takedown, rolled bottom, and then, yeah, when you make a mistake in MMA, it pays off. Do you know what I mean? It pays off for the other guy.
Some people criticized him in the aftermath, saying he didn't put his foot on the gas and really lay it on you, didn't inflict more damage or throw more punches. What do you make of that?
I think that's absurd. You want to say hi to Ariel?
Oh, yes.
Say hi to him.
The legend.
He's coming over. Say hi.
Oh, look at this guy. Golly. Hello.
Look, can you see him? Say hi.
Hello, buddy. Can you put me on? Put me on so he can see me. Yeah. Hello.
Can you see him? Look, there he is right there. Can you see him? Let's say hi.
How are you? Hi. What's your name?
Leo.
Leo? You're so cool. Do you like my toy? I was showing him my toys. God, he's so cute.
I know, he's awesome. No, he's awesome, dude.
He's the best.
Yeah, so I look... Jeez, he distracts me every single time. Where was I?
Okay, so we were talking about the criticism that Carlos received.
Yes.
Pouring it on.
I can't imagine how anyone would shit on someone like Carlos Prates trying to push at the end when you think that I just put him through an absolute pace. Ariel, I looked at the stats. I threw 262 significant strikes and shot for 26 takedowns, and the world just expects Carlos Prates to up the gear. I put a pace on that man. That man was lucky to be standing in an octagon, and he came in that last round more dangerous than he did the other four because he knew he had to win. He was like a wounded animal. He was more dangerous in that fifth round, and he went out there and he tried his best. Unfortunately, his best wasn't good enough.
I saw you guys have a bit of an interaction in the back. It seems like there's no hard feelings. It seems like there's all respect. In fact, it seems like you even kind of extended an invitation to maybe train together in the future.
I've always said that if you are man enough to share the octagon with me and we go in and we do that dance, you have my respect for life. It's one of those things. I feel like Carlos is a good guy. I don't feel like there's any animosity towards him or his team, I don't feel it backwards. And I said I want to see all the Brazilians reach the top. You know, I want to see them all get to the top. I understand I've been able to see how hard they have to work to get where Carlos is in the first place, for example, that I want to see them all succeed. And if there's any fight that I can help him with, then it would be an absolute honor.
I do have to say, the celebration after your name was announced was pretty damn cold, man. That was pretty damn cold. Did you think of that on the spot or what? Like that was...
Nah, I thought about doing it when I finished them because I thought it'd be a lot more dramatic. But I think after that dominance, once my name got called out, I think putting the cigarette out and just kind of stamping out the hype made sense.
That was freaking cold. I mean, and then the look on your face too.
I told you it was. I proved it. I told you 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
It was the first interview I did with you. I told you got the exclusivity for 24 hours, dude. I came out here. I showed everyone that I was better than where he's best. There's no excuses when he goes back to Sao Paulo and trains that he sits there and goes, no, I was the better man. Sure, he did well. It's a fight at the highest level, but I proved that there's levels to this, and I'm at the very, very elite in the welterweight division.
So you said in the aftermath, you said that you're going to go to Montreal, my hometown, by the way. So if you need any tips, I'd be happy to share. You said you're going to go there and be the backup fighter, and Dana White confirmed that to be true in his post-fight press conference. Have you also been told, Ian, that, all right, if the fight goes through and you don't end up fighting, that you are the number one contender? Because sometimes being the backup confirms that, and sometimes it doesn't, as you know. So what does that mean if the fight goes through and you don't end up fighting in Montreal?
I believe I'm next. That's the way I believe it. I made sure that when I took this fight that I was given another opportunity, because that's what happens when you save cards. You get opportunities. I negotiated it into my contract that when I win, I get the opportunity to go and be the backup. But also, when you take back-to-back fights in short notice and you save the UFC in 2 cards in a row, those rewards pay off. And for me, there is no one more exciting in the division right now. There is no one getting as much attention. There is no one that if you put the champion of the welterweight division versus Ian Machado Garry, that will beat that right now. Shavkat's out injured, and I don't believe Jack Della Maddalena wins this fight, so Bilal will stay the champion.
And so is there a part of you that is hoping Jack falls through or Bilal falls through? Or are you hoping you don't, just because you've just been in a fight, and who wants to fight, 2 weeks later?
Me? I do.
Good call. Good.
Well, dude, I'm on my way to Vegas right now to make sure that I can get the best possible recovery like I can, so that when I go to Canada, I'm ready to go. That's my entire plan here. I am putting a good 7 days, 10 days of focus on rest and recovery and getting my nutrition back in order so that I can be there, I can weigh in. Because if anybody slips up, Ariel, could you imagine? It'd be the biggest heist in UFC history. Ian Machado Garry goes back to back to back.
Yeah.
Goes out there, proves to the world that he's not afraid of anybody, anywhere, at any time. Goes out there and wins the belt in 14 days notice after just going 5 rounds with one of the scariest guys in the division. And he pulls off the victory and he gets that belt wrapped around his waist. That's some cinematic shit right there.
Oh no, it would be insane. One of the great stretches in MMA history. Do you feel like your body's okay with that though? Like you have to go through another weight cut. You have to kind of prepare. It's not a lot of time, but usually you go on vacation after something like this. You take some time off. So is your body up for it?
I mean, I think right now the first thing is like straight after a fight, you kind of have it like everything hurts a little bit. The adrenaline calms down, the body starts to relax, especially after a 5-round fight with someone like Carlos. For me, mentally is the main point. I'm mentally locked in. So as long as I'm mentally locked in, whatever's happened, I've fought with torn PCLs and broken hands, and I've fought with all of it, Ariel. It doesn't matter if I go in here, as long as I get the opportunity. If I feel good, I'm going to walk into the octagon on May 10th if I need to, and I'll get my hand raised.
Have you? I'll ask just kind of point blank. Have you been promised the next title shot?
I've not been promised anything.
Okay.
I've not been promised anything.
Okay, fair enough. I'm sure you may have seen this. Sean Brady has commented on the fight, saying once again he was watching, saying that like there's no chance that you're next. Is there any possibility that it's you versus him to determine who is next?
Not in my mind. Not in my mind. That guy needs to do a little bit more too. I think you could see many, many different scenarios for Sean. But in my mind, I don't think he's in my path right now. I think it's the winner of this fight. I then think it's Obviously, in my mind, I believe I'll win the fight. Therefore, Islam has said that he wants to move up to 170. So if he wants to come up, I'd be more than welcome that. And then I want the rematch with Shavkat. That's the way I look at it. If that's my ideal way, that's the 3 fights that I want.
This is the plan you've laid out, right? You beat
I'd like it. It sounds good, right?
It feels pretty. I mean, yes, it's an incredible plan. Is this what you're envisioning? Like, is this what you're feeling, or is this what you're trying to manifest? Are you seeing this?
Both. I think there's an absolute possibility that is it, because I don't think there's anyone bigger to fight for the title in the division right now after May 10th. Let's say Jack and Bilal go ahead. I don't believe there's a bigger name to put. If you want to sell a pay-per-view and put a main event on, the biggest fight you could put on in the welterweight division right now is me versus Bilal. There's no doubt about it. And then everyone should take a step back and give Islam the respect he deserves as the pound-for-pound number 1 if he wants to move up, which is what everyone was asking me all the fight week. So I'd absolutely love to welcome that. It'd be an honor. And, you go out there and you beat the pound-for-pound number 1, you take that spot, and then I'll get the revenge against Shavkat. And that's a 3-fight fight that I could get behind.
You can piggyback off of this or not. You can comment on it or not. But can I just say, and I saw what you had to say in the post-fight, I'm uncomfortable with this Joaquin Buckley stuff. There is a line being crossed here, and I don't think family, I don't think it needs to go there. You could sell a fight, you could pick a fight.
Mm-hmm.
That's the game. This is uncomfortable for me to watch. How do you not respond? I saw you didn't want it to, like, this is different stuff, no?
It's just desperation. That's all it is. It's quite sad. It's desperation. He can't generate enough talk about himself by doing the stuff he does. So he needs to try piggyback off other people. It's okay though. Let him be him.
Is he in the crosshairs? Do you need to get that one?
My man's focusing on trying to get all the content he can with me this weekend. Meanwhile, he's got a fight. He should focus on his fight, get his fight done, and then we'll see where the future goes.
Do you think he wins that fight?
Meanwhile, I think he runs through Usman. I don't think he wins him. I think he demolishes him.
Okay. So then he's kind of in the picture then if he wins that fight.
Again, I still think it's Bilal next.
Yeah.
And then I think I win the belt, and like I know I can. And then I'd absolutely welcome up Islam and Shavkat rematch. Like either order of that, but that's the way I'm going with it. Because Shavkat is the number 1 contender, but I injured him, so he's out for a while. So when he comes back, everyone deserves the respect to let him go next. That's what he earned that night. But if Islam wants to come up, he's the pound-for-pound number 1. So it's either way. I don't see that. I'd beat Bilal, and then it's Islam or Shavkat next, and then the other one will be after that.
Do you think there's any chance JDM wins? Hey there, sorry to interrupt. Just want to remind you, if you haven't already, please do hit that subscribe button. We would appreciate it very much. And while you're at it, give us a thumbs up too. We've got live shows, interviews, clips, and a whole lot more going on this here channel. All right, now back to the show.
Dude, there's always a chance. I think stylistically, Jack is very good for most of the division, but just against someone like Bilal, who just does not stop, constantly puts pressure on you. We've seen Basil and we've seen Gilbert go out there and take Jack down pretty convincingly and win the fight in that round. And Bilal's better than both of those guys at that area. And he's kind of just better at mixing it up, switching stances, making it awkward for people, and then he just picks you up and dumps you in your head. I think Jack has to get going early in the first round to have any success, because I think every minute the fight goes on, Bilal's just going to keep gaining and gaining and gaining momentum.
I went on a bit of a rant at the beginning of the show saying, look, not every fan has to love every fighter. You may not like the way he dresses, talks, walks, what he represents, whatever. But at this point, if you don't respect Ian Machado Garry for what you've done, just the body of work, the resume, stepping up, doing what you've done over the last few fights, then you're just being a hater. Like, you're just being a plain hater and you don't want to give respect. 100%. Do you feel like you have finally earned that respect from the community? Are you sensing that now?
I feel like I've proved the respect to myself that I deserve to have, and if people give it to me or people don't, I know what I deserve. I know how good I am. I know what I've done for this MMA community over the last couple of months. I've shown the real, true fighting Irish spirit. I've gone in there, fought anyone, anywhere. I've showed that I'm amazingly talented, and I've done it against the baddest men. I'm willing to fight the best because I know I want to be the best. So what people say about me, I don't care about. I know it in here, and that's what matters.
You really don't care. Like, you really don't want that respect. It's nice to get that love and respect. No.
I need to get this right. But Gary Vaynerchuk once said, if you give weight to the love, then you give weight to the hate, because when the love isn't there, you need it, you search for it. So for me, as long as I'm focusing on the human I am and the people I surround myself with, that's all that matters, dude. The love is great, but I focus on me, and then that's the only thing that keeps me straight. Blinders on, dude.
Just curious, did he say, and I know you're represented by Vayner Sports, Lloyd Pearson, one of the best in the game under the Gary umbrella. Did he say that to you personally, or is that something you heard him say?
No, that's something I've heard him say. I'm a massive fan of Gary's, and I've spent some time with him, and I think he's an amazing human, and he always drops some good liners. He's a phenomenal speaker, and he knows what he's doing, and he knows to activate your mind.
Were you always like that, or is that like a mindset that you've learned over time?
I think early on in my career, I still never really cared about people's opinions. Like, I don't care if you think I'm a dick. I'm just going to be me. That's the thing. I've never really thought about what people think about me. Obviously, as a kid growing up, wanting to be the best and seeing the best come through the organization and get the love and respect they deserve, I feel like I've done nothing to warrant nor generate hate. But at the end of the day, it's like, I'm just going to keep doing what I wanted to do and what I dreamt of doing. And the 16-year-old me that was in Dublin, Ireland that night time with my headphones on my laptop watching fights, he'd be very proud of the person that I am today. So I'm making a little boy proud by sticking to his dreams and reaching for the stars. And I'm not stopping anytime soon, Ariel.
I'll let you go in a moment because I know you guys are at the airport and it's stressful to be there, especially with a young kid. But
don't worry, he's sat down, he's good.
Okay. I didn't know what time your flight is and all that. But I'll let you.
I don't either.
Okay, you follow the boss, right? I get it. Are you going to get that CPF card now? What's the deal with that? What's the update?
Look, all I know is Brazil is pounding at the moment. People are just ranting and raving about me getting my CPF. I've actually had CPF lawyers, like lawyers contact me through email saying, we can help you get a CPF. I'm like, I bet you can, yeah.
They want to, because I saw, did you do like a promo for UFC Brazil? Your Portuguese is incredible, and you're talking about, I think you're talking about getting the card, right? Or wanting the card?
Yeah. They did like a quiz with me. And then this was afterwards. I was like, look, you did a quiz with me on fight week to see if I deserved my CPF. I didn't get a single question wrong. And then I said after the fight, look, I'm the best Brazilian welterweight on the planet right now. Where's my CPF? Give it to me. Where's my passport?
What kind of stuff were they asking you? Like general Brazil history?
They asked me, like, they showed me a photo of a place and said, can you name this place? I got it right.
Wow.
So in Rio, for example, a person from Rio is called a carioca. They said, what's someone from São Paulo called? I was like, Paulista.
Wow.
I said, look, you got to understand all these things. You can only know these things if you've been to Brazil. You don't get them reading about it online. So, yeah, I've got all of them. I got them all right. And then went out there, done the job, proved that I'm the best Brazilian welterweight on the planet as well. And now I'm going to get that. That's going to come some way. Don't matter.
By the way, how did you learn how to speak Portuguese so well?
So when my wife was pregnant, she gave birth. He came out, didn't respond to English.
Wow.
He just was responding. Every time she would speak to him in Portuguese, he just would respond. And every time I would speak to him in English, he would just look at me like completely blank expression. I'm like, he does not understand. So I forced myself to learn. We went and we spent time in Brazil after one of my fights, and we ended up staying there for ages. And I fell in love with the language. I hope to one day speak more Portuguese than I do English, because the examples that I've had from Diego Lima to Charles Oliveira to Damian Maia to my wife's side of the family and so many others, the Brazilians, like the way the men speak is so beautiful and powerful. There's words that they have that English doesn't have. The expressions, the descriptions, it's completely different. So I hope to be in a place one day where I speak more Portuguese, because I'll have a much larger vocabulary and it will be more expressive and beautiful. And yeah, that's where I want to get to. So
the plan now is go to Vegas, stay there, recover, and then go to Montreal?
That's the plan.
So you're not going home?
Not right now. No, you got a job to do. I'm mentally locked in. I have one goal in mind, and that's to be able to, if I possibly can, step in, because I do not want to miss an opportunity to go out there and shock the world. I do not want to miss an opportunity to pull off one of the biggest heists in UFC history.
And by the way, Ian, what about Cage Warriors? Cage Warriors doesn't like me very much. They don't really mess with me, as they say in the business. They tweeted this before your fight. Look at that. September 25th, 2020.
You knew.
Ian Garry is a name worth remembering.
Mm-hmm.
You made me look good. Thank you.
I give you all the respect in the world because you've been shouting me out a long time, a lot longer before most of the people knew about me. You're a real one, you know.
Thank you.
You said, you've been watching MMA for God knows how long. So you know when you see a real one, you know the talent, you know where it can go. And I told you were right then. I'm still telling you you're right now.
Man, what a story. So very happy for you. Congratulations. What a performance. What a run for you. Love the fact that you're going to Montreal. Love the fact that you're the backup fighter. And if this turns out the way you're laying it out, it's going to be an all-timer, my friend. So keep it up. Keep it up.
I appreciate it. Thank you for your love and respect as always. Every time I go out there, I want to go out and prove that I'm technically one of the best in the world. And if everything goes to plan, it's definitely GOAT status coming up for sure. So we got a lot of work to do. We're not done anytime soon, but hopefully, Montreal, we get the opportunity and I step up and I shock the world there.
Thank you. Thank you, Ian. All the best to you and safe travels and good luck in the next couple of weeks. It's going to be fascinating to watch this unfold.
Appreciate it. And I'll see you on Fight Week again.
All right. Can't wait. There he is. Parabéns, Ian Garry. What a guy. That is tremendous. I would welcome that. And, sometimes when you have that guy sort of like hanging around Fight Week, it becomes a story unto itself. And it actually raises the intrigue in the fight. It really does. So he's actually adding a lot to the Montreal card, which, is a fine card. 2 title fights. The Zahabi fight is on there against Jose Aldo. Jasmine's on there. But he is going to... Yeah, he's going to be one of the top storylines. Make no mistake about it. So he's actually doing the UFC a big favor. Thanks for watching this video. Before you go, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button for us. Also, give us a thumbs up, leave a nice comment. These things go a long way. And while you're here, do check out the rest of the channel. We've got live shows and full interviews, clips, and a whole lot more. We're doing big things here, and we appreciate your support very much.